ball telecast to redeem yourself. Okay, now we're down to crunch time here.
Well, I think it's more likely for people to get 1 out of 2 left. For example, I knew the Montreal one because that's my hometown, and I remember going to a few Expos games when I was 4 or 5 years old, something like that. And
But there are parts of your childhood I'm sure you like to forget, and that was one of them. Okay, crunch time here. Maria Honorio up. We're in the top of the 7th, 1-0 in a very low-scoring battle. West doesn't score here. Well, we're going to have to close it. I know you guys out in the audience just don't want that. So, Janet Chow trying to close out this game, and Maria didn't even bother. She just wants Janet Chow to throw bad pitches. Janet refuses to do that, throws a perfect pitch for strike one, 0-1.
What Char Hill West wants is base runners so they can get in a run and tie the game.
Oh, right under third baseman Gina Scarduzzi's leg, and Maria Honorio. What shall we call that, folks? Error hit. Was a hard hit ball.
Look, she was playing in, which might have caused her.
Yes,
I think they're going to call that probably an error.
They'll call that an error. I'd like to
hit right to her.
Well, I'll call that an error because we'll give Gina some credit, but Maria really stung that ball right on the nose, and she's on first. With Jean Fedorka, they haven't been able to retire her today. She lays down a beautiful bunt. Nobody was at first base. Oh.
What a play. And Tracy Michaels gets her out. A wonderful play by the Char Hill East player.
Well, after an error, they should redeem themselves. They were
What
throwing
a play.
That,
That saved the game. A score there would have tied the game up.
Okay, let's just quickly review that play because I know it confused
bang,
me.
Bang play.
What happened was Jean Fedorka bunted the ball. Third baseman Gina Scarduzzi threw over to first base, but Barbara Browd, who was also in on the bunt, wasn't there. She threw it, and she wasn't there. Margaret Easterday picked up the ball from right field, way to back up Margaret, threw it to second base, and Maria Honorio was rounding third, trying to score that tying run. And she was called out.
Fedorka right now running home, but she stops here at third base.
She was called out, and what did we miss? We missed Tara Marnin.
She just hit
singling.
a strong hit to right fielder Margaret Easterday. She got the ball in, and the runners held at third and first. But Char Hill West is threatening right now.
And this is a storybook game right now because who else is up right now but Chris Azarian? She's trying to redeem herself for the error that paved the way for a west run, or an east run rather. First and third. Tara takes second easily on the play. A little wild of the pitch. We'll give her a stolen base there.
Just when Char Hill East thought they could relax, Char Hill West has come back and shown some good bats.
Obviously, Chris Azarian going for a really nice hit. She doesn't want to bunt here to keep the ball in the area of the catcher and the pitcher, who's probably going to come up after the ball is hit.
But then again, the ball does have to be hit for them to score any runs right now, and she can't be taking pitches like that. Okay. East coach goes out to talk to Janet Chow.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on the East team right now. They really don't want to have to keep playing if that run is scored, and I think they must be a little bit shaken up by their fielding on the last few plays. On that play with the bunt and a lot of the different throws, the second baseman, Lisa Wood, should have been covering first, and it was very lucky that Margaret Easterday happened to be backing up the first baseman, which is her job, and she did a very good job at doing it.
With a good play, but then the next batter up got a strong single, and that was maybe one of the better hits of the game.
Justice kind of serves itself there because Lisa Wood wasn't covering first, she had time to cover second, and she had time to quick reaction throw to catch Maria Honorio coming home. Well, we've got Chris Azarian up, looking to drive home West's first run. And everybody's running on the play. Bunt.
probably should have taken that pitch. It was a little bit, definitely too high to bunt.
Well, now she has 2 strikes on her, and she's got to swing. She's got to protect the plate. West really doesn't want to get that second out. That could provide for a problem here for the Lady Lions.
There's a lot of pressure on Janet right now, and I'm sure she'll be doing her best to get it over the plate, but nothing that can be a very good hit.
Chris Azarian punches it. There's going to be a play at the plate, and easily.
Easily out. Tracy Michaels makes a great play, and Cherry Hill East wins the game.
That was one
Some good
fine play to
defensive
end the
plays.
game with.
Yes, Tracy Michaels had to make 2 putouts at the plate, and she did great.
That was a nice throw from the outfield, too. I think the tag-up runner had to be a faster runner to make that play, but I guess that was just a risk she was willing to take
Well,
for the run.
Just for the benefit of our home audience, once again, before we conclude, and I'd like to congratulate both teams on a game fine played. Once again, final score 1-0 in favor of East. But let's just recapture that last exciting 7th inning of play. Maria Honorio got on an error by Gina Scarduzio. And then what happened? Jean Fedorka tried to bunt her to second, and she managed the play, but she got to the ball, but threw where Barbara Browd wasn't, threw the ball away. Okay? And that ended up with runners. They were running around. Jean Fedorka went to second. Maria Honorio tried to score. She couldn't. She was thrown out by a quick play by Lisa Wood after Margaret Easterday had retrieved the throw. That was fine and dandy. Then Tara Martin singled, stole second, and we had runners on second and third with 1 out and Chris Azarian up. Chris hit a long ball to center fielder. Out there was Monica Keller, and she hit it long drive. It's a tough play. She got under it, made the catch for the second out, threw to catcher Tracy Michaels, who made the play on Jean Fedorka, who was trying to tag up. 3 outs. I know it was hard for you to follow me, but that was tough. And for West, they scored no runs and a shutout by Janet Chow, who pitched very well. She struck out 5 batters.
Yes, it was a very exciting ending, we have to say, and Cherry Hill East came up with the victory, 1-0. They got the run on an error from 2 hours from the Cherry Hill West team, which gave them the opportunity to score their runs.
I think
And we'll go down with our totals. Lisa Wood ended the game with 2 hits, and Margaret Easterday with 1 hit, 3 games and 3 hits, 5 hits in all we had, or 3. But most of the base running was done from errors from the Cherry Hill West team. Cherry Hill West gave them the opportunities with their errors. But Cherry Hill East in the end, in their last inning, showed their good defense, which is their strong point, with their strong putouts of the West players at the plate, showed that they knew what to do with the ball when they got it.
I think it'll be interesting to follow both teams as the season progresses because Cherry Hill West, even though they lost today, I think did an excellent job considering their last game was lost by so many runs. And Cherry Hill East has hiked their record up to 3-2 over the 500 mark, even though it's early in the season. I also would like to thank everyone for coming out to support the East and West teams today. It's also important to support your future varsity players, the JV and the freshman teams too. And every other sport that's been here today, almost all of them are just about clearing out now, and we'll find out the results of them later on today.
And I'm Jennifer Matterith, and I'd like to thank Dara Les, who is my fellow commentator, and also my fellow West commentators.
There we are right there. Wave, everybody. Okay. And just my quick rundown of the situation. East had just about as many base runners as West did. So you might want to step up here, gals. East had just about as many base runners as West did. The key, though, was that one pivotal error, 2-base error by Chris Azarian that allowed, Marlene Albaugh to score. It's tough to play under those conditions if you make so many errors, although these players are not professional. Some of these plays should have been easily made, but we'll give credit where credit is due. Both teams played fine game, or else we would have had a 16-3 blowout, just like West had against Washington Township. And I'd just like to thank Dara and Jennifer for helping us commentate. And Adam, would you like to say anything before we sign off?
Yes, I would, Joey. I would just like to tell you a few of my observations. It took a few innings, first maybe three innings, for the girls on each team to get a feel of how the other team was pitching, how they are fielding. West with some errors in the field, which I think Coach Sadar, when they get home and practicing in the coming weeks, maybe this weekend on the coming weeks, will be working on. And the one run, which is a very close game, 1-0, the one run did it in this game.
Was unearned. There were no earned runs this game, which I think is a credit to both pitchers. And I think, do you have any final words to say, just quickly?
I'd like to say that the game was well played, and pitcher Janet Chow did a very good job for the Cherry Hillies, and they kept it close. And hopefully this season both teams will do well.
And I just like to say one more thing. I'd like to thank our crew: Josh Baranoff, Chris Zimzak, Andrew Yasgur, Mr. Hampson running the whole operation back here,
thank you all.
and Mr. Hawes, who could not be here today, even though I'm sure he'd love to be, but I'm sure he has very pressing business to do in the Cable 18 offices. So,
Dara, just real fast.
Yes, I'd like to also mention that a new show on Cable 18 every Thursday and Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, viewing colleges, and we'll take you on a walk through all the different colleges, a different one each week. And if you're looking at colleges, if you're a junior or a senior, that would be a good time to tune in to see if that's what you're looking for. That's new on Cable 18, Tuesday and Thursday nights.
Okay, and college, very important. I'm sure most of you are out there are going to college. I hope all of you are. For my cohorts, Adam, Jennifer, Dara, I'm Jody Fisher signing off for Cable 18 after this East-West 1-0 game.
All right. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
What the heck was that? All right, I'm going to shut the cameras down.
All right, we'll see you later. Thank you.
Good job, everybody. I think that may be the best softball game we've ever done.
Seriously?
Yeah. Seriously.